You're listening to The Shiny Sofa, the official podcast from Latex 24/7, the premier online magazine dedicated to latex fashion news, reviews, and interviews.
Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of The Shiny Sofa. Coming up on this show, we talk about new designs from Dark Virtue, Sabrina Sato in Avellano and Atsuko Kudo, and MMLatex showing off on the small screen. Joining us today is the phenomenal latex model, Cat B.
You see it used a lot for superheroes. Maybe that's a little bit of like, if I wear something like that little persona can come out just a little bit.
So take a seat on the sofa, make yourself comfortable, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course via latex247.co.uk.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for episode number 10 of The Shiny Sofa, latex fashion podcast brought to you by Latex 24/7. Each episode will welcome a very special guest, and I'm so pleased to say that today we're joined by the amazing Kat, who's well known for her latex modelling and cosplay. Hey Kat, thanks for joining us. It's fab to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here.
It's great.
Such a shiny sofa. I dig it.
Definitely. Don't cause too much squeaking by moving around too much.
No, I'll try not to. Yeah.
Good. Fab.
I love it.
Thanks for joining us. Great to speak to you at last after trying to organise this for a while.
Yeah, amazing. It feels like it's been years, but yeah.
I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about over the next half an hour or so. Perfect.
I look forward to it.
Here at the Shiny Sofa, we like to find out a little bit more about our guests and what makes them tick in a segment of the show we call the Quickfire Round. We have a huge list of questions which we feed into our random generator, and our guest has 60 seconds to answer as many quickfire, multiple choice questions as they can before the time runs out. So, Kat, are you ready?
Yeah, bring it on. Let's do this thing.
Let's go for it then. Here we go. Good luck. Burger King and McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Teamwork or flying solo?
Teamwork.
Pool or beach?
Oh, pool.
Country or city?
Country.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Salty or sweet?
I say salty.
Scary movie or comedy movie?
Ooh, I say comedy.
Paris or New York?
Paris.
Calling or texting?
Texting.
Money or love?
Love.
Snow White or Cinderella?
Cinderella.
Travel back in time or travel to the future?
Future.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Indoor or outdoor?
Indoor.
And that noise means it's the end of the round. I make that you got a grand total of 16. Well done.
Oh, wow.
16.
Thanks.
That's fab. I think that puts you in joint third place with everybody else.
Incredible. That's like a good number for 60 seconds. 16.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's good. Well done. That's cool. So let's take a look at some of the recent latex clothing and fashion news stories which we've covered over on Latex 24/7. First of all, we'll start with an amazing new, well, it's not a new collection actually, we'll start with the publicity for a range from Dark Virtue Designs. It's a latex and mesh look, which I think's really quite phenomenal. It's predominantly lingerie and underwear, but what's quite unique about it is that the edging, the framework of the garments are made of latex with sort of O-ring detailing, but then the actual inner piece of the design is all made from mesh, which I think makes it a really, really accessible got a set of garments actually. Kat, what's your view on
100%, yeah. Completely agree. I realize I'm nodding in a podcast. That's not super helpful.
it?
Yeah, completely agree. It's we spoke very briefly before about how to make latex more accessible, and I think this is that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to need dressing aid to put any of this on.
True.
It
True.
will fit perfectly well with the rest of your lingerie wardrobe, and it's flipping gorgeous.
Yeah. Definitely a statement piece without a doubt.
It's a statement for sure. I am in love with these images. I want this in my wardrobe now.
I think brand owner Maya commented on personally really, and she said that the range was the perfect diffusion of striking latex allure and the luxurious comfort of everyday lingerie. And I think that absolutely
nails it. You can
it.
see that looking at it, right? It looks. I can see how comfortable it is.
Yeah.
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 Incredible.
Something that would go with so much other stuff. It's
I would see clothes done in that design, like outerwear.
Yeah, I think
there's a really unique opportunity there.
Yeah, something could be
even if it's just like clubwear or something.
Well, yeah, that could definitely be very, very unique, without a doubt. Without a doubt, you could probably almost get away with like a sort of a latex blouse or shirt or something, couldn't you?
That's what I'm thinking, right?
That would be good. Or even maybe go to the extent of having a latex dress, but with certain panels cut out, rather than it being the framework like this, but have panels cut out of it that could then be.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like it. Like kind of reverse this.
Yeah.
I'm imagining a crop top would be very good.
That would also work. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. That would look fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. This is really innovative. I really like it.
Yeah, us too. So yeah. Secondly, we actually covered two occurrences of Brazilian presenter Sabrina Sato, who's been in latex twice now in the space of 3 weeks or so. First of all, she was hosting the Brazilian Esports Awards, in which she wore a unbelievable, elegant, gorgeous, think of any other word you can think of that's amazing, full pink dress from Avellano, who of course were absolutely just everywhere in 2023.
God,
that dress is stunning, isn't it?
It's flipping incredible.
Full length, full gown with train, sleeveless, and then of course accessorized with headscarf and full length opera gloves as well. Perfect.
Just absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible. I am currently going through a stage of I think a latex ball gown is probably one of my favorite things latex at the moment.
Yep.
I think I now got 4 some description.
Awesome.
And she wears it so well.
It does.
She wears it so well. The upper gloves and everything. It looks so sort of stylish and alluring and dignified and sexy and sweet. It's just. I do want to know how the heck she managed to get away with wearing that gorgeous headscarf and then still have perfectly manicured hair. Because if I wrapped my head in latex and went on a night out, I would look rubbed by a balloon.
Clearly, jingles and hairspray. Yeah.
Yeah, right. She looks.
She was also. She will also be featured. We were treated to some behind the scenes shots of her upcoming appearance on the Masked Singer TV show, the Brazilian version. This time Sabrina was in Atsuko Kudo, in which she paired a pair of blue latex leggings with an oversized trench coat, I believe they refer to it as.
It's got kind of like a biker jacket feel, but if it was in the style of a trench coat, I like it. It's really cool.
Yeah. Perfectly shows off her amazing curves, and I think, as I'm sure we'll talk about later on, whilst the pairing of that coat and leggings go fantastic together, they could also be garments that could quite easily be worn separately with other.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Other apparel.
Yeah, those leggings, perfect.
Yeah.
But what I really like about this outfit is that it demonstrates both ways that latex can be really eye-catching. You have the skin-tight, body-hugging leggings, which is one winning sort of facet of latex, but then you also have the more ruffled, looser, textured jacket. Yeah, and that's something I love. I love a puff sleeve. I love seeing all the different imperfections, like the different reflections from the different ruffles. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
I do feel for her wearing that jacket under stage lights. I bet she was toasty by the end of it. She looked incredible for no doubt. She looked absolutely incredible, but stage lights are no joke.
Yeah. I imagine there was a fair intake of liquids during that particular.
Yeah, maybe just a fan off to one side.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Maybe a little puddle appearing underneath her. Yeah, incredible though. She looks stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, both those designers always knock out the park.
They do. And it's nice to see a celeb wearing two different brands in such a short time frame, clearly finding that it's a material that they are comfortable.
Totally.
Being
as you said in the article as well, such contrasting looks, both colors and style.
Yeah.
Just essentially to the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Love it. Completely love that.
Us too. And then finally, we also covered a short film, which was from fashion designer Luis de Javier, in which his friend Julia Fox, as well as a handful of other actors and musicians, were featured wearing designs from UK-based MMLatex. Now, did a collaboration with Louis for his last spring-summer 2020 collection reveal, second half, on a final part of last year. Clearly, they found their work to put it together because they've come this further and produced this short film, which essentially is about a casino heist that the people involved in that get one up on each other. But
like a shiny Ocean's 11 or Drive or something.
Very good point. Just great to see so much shiny in
100%. This is amazing. I've only seen stills and clips. I've not sat and watched the whole thing, but the outfits are incredible, and they're clearly having a whale of a time.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think the outfits add. They almost take on a sort of being a character.
I was going to say that. It's a character.
Yeah,
it adds an edge.
Yeah.
It just adds an extra dimension to what you're saying.
Definitely. I think if they'd gone with more traditional fabrics, I don't think it would have had quite the same.
Well, I think
impact.
The Matrix, like the latex fashion in the Matrix, obviously isn't the reason the Matrix became such a phenomenon, but it certainly helped.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It was so unique and eye-catching, and there's a level of that here too.
Yeah,
I love it. Really cool.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, cheers, Kat. That's fantastic.
Amazing, very cool stuff.
We'll be back.
Look forward to reading more of your articles soon.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Shiny Sofa, the official podcast from Latex 24/7, the premier online magazine dedicated to latex fashion news, reviews, and interviews.
Welcome back to The Shiny Sofa, Latex fashion podcast brought to you by Latex 24/7. Joining us again this episode is Latex model Kat. Welcome back, Kat.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I try not to squeak too much while I'm on the sofa.
Thanks again for joining us. We do appreciate it. I'm intrigued, and I'd love to know when was your first exposure and your first interest in latex clothing, and how did that start?
So I think it's probably a fairly cliche answer by now, but Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, probably the first time I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Can
I
agree
think
with
I was
that.
probably too young to understand what I was seeing. I think the first time that I really saw something, I was like, "Oh, can I wear that?"
Yeah.
Was either Katy Perry's siren dress in the episode of The Simpsons with all the Muppets,
Yep.
or Silk Spectre 2 in Watchmen. Both of those are incredible looks. Silk Spectre especially, although
Definitely.
I've never actually recreated it and I really want to.
Well, there you go. There's a name for 2024 for you.
Exactly, yeah. Although I do have a couple of other latex cosplay ideas on the horizon for shoots at the moment, so I should probably prioritize those. But Silk Spectre 2 will happen eventually.
Yeah, awesome. Now that like you say, it's a very unique costume and one that's certainly one that was very, very prevalent and well known in across the globe and in mainstream everything, really, wasn't it? It was
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but Catwoman and Silk Spectre. Yeah. It's
I studied this book, Silk Spectre. I've watched Watchmen too many times. I studied that outfit so many times because I was like, how can I break this down into steps that I can put together from just like store-bought stuff? And what really amuses me is because she's obviously wearing it for pretty much the whole like film where she is that persona. Scene to scene, like shot to shot, flits between whether she has high heels on or not. It's just completely anachronistic. It'll be like, should do like a pivot on a flat foot and then kick someone with a heel. I just love it. It's just class, outfit all around.
That's awesome. So what was it that particularly drew you to that when you'd seen, let's use those two examples, what was it that kind of sparked
firstly, it's
something
hot.
in you? Yeah, true.
It's incredibly hot and it's unique. It's rarely you see a look that is quite like latex. Like even amongst other shiny materials, you can pick latex out from PVC or PU.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
pretty instantly.
Yeah,
and I think it's just the confidence that's built into it.
Yeah.
Especially when I then had a chance to wear it, I was like, "Oh, this comes with self-esteem baked in." Like this is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Like they should put on the label, really, shouldn't they? When they sell it, yeah,
exactly.
Confidence, yeah.
Well, like it smooths over your imperfections and it enhances the things that you want to have enhanced.
Yeah.
So all around, just kind of like it's just like wearing a interesting suit of armor.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. It changes the way that you feel about yourself and
100%. Yeah,
gives you that self-esteem that in lots of cases people don't necessarily have. It's unique. Yeah,
I'm always looking for those like mental shortcuts and life hacks, and I guess just suddenly being able to put on an outfit that made me feel better about how I looked when I didn't like how I looked that day.
Yeah,
that's invaluable.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we hear a lot from people, and something that is something that only really comes with latex fashion, as you say, spandex, PVC, whatever. It just doesn't have quite that same energy to it.
I do wonder if it's something to do with what we've already said. Is obviously spandex, I guess, has a similar connotation, but it's not as sexy. You see it used a lot for superheroes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a little bit of like, if I wear something like that, that little persona can come out just a little bit.
Yeah. No, I like that. Definitely. Yeah. That's That's good. That's good. That's good. We often see you on your Instagram profile, and you're there combining latex from multiple designers. First of all, how did the latex modeling start? Were you modeling beforehand and the latex came afterwards, or was it the latex?
Sort of. So when I first started messing around with modeling, and I was just very much hobby modeling, just putting looks together and putting them on. It was before Instagram. It was Tumblr at the time.
Wow. Okay.
I know, right? I'm older than I look. And it was my friend. I'm going to name drop her now. She's going to hate me for it. But it was my friend Sarah who was like, "You should try this skirt. This is really nice." And she bought it for me. It's a Catalyst latex skater skirt.
Yeah, wonderful.
Baby pink, which is not, as you can probably tell from this entirely black outfit, my normal.
Like a normal, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was nice because I could dress it up in different ways. And I was like, this is really interesting. This feels... But because it was just a skater skirt, I could accessorize it and dress it up in different ways. And in terms of how I got into the modeling, I was at the time, I was just a lowly student, so I barely had any money. And I started looking at what sales were on.
Yep.
And I bought Mr. William Wilde red bodycon dress.
Excellent, yeah.
That was like, it was like $250 down to $90 or something.
Bargain.
I was like, I gotta get that. And I wore it once for Halloween, I think it was. I was the devil. And so I think that picture resonated with some people. And then I realized that there was like at the time, relatively untapped niche.
Yeah.
For modeling. My first ever paid gig came about because Mary Jean Saxton had seen, I think she'd seen my golden black 1920s mistress look that Beth Plotkin put together for me. Which
I know the one you mean.
Absolutely incredible.
One of the favourites, without a doubt, that one. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. That stuff is truly incredible. I love it to bits. I think she booked me in for a studio day on the merits of that outfit alone. And I brought along the red dress. I brought along a cat suit from Latex and all kinds of stuff. And I think that Tuggs had not shot latex before at the time.
Okay.
And we had gel lights set up and it was amazing. It was just a lot of fun experimenting and the results are incredible. And then after that, I was just kind of like, not only do I like wearing this, but also people seem to like taking photos of it. So let's see if we can get these two things together.
Yeah, they do kind of go in hand, don't they? The photographers and the latex. It's again, it's different, it's unique, and
you get to do some really interesting thing with third lighting.
Yeah,
with latex.
Yeah, and of course, when you're under those lights, you can really get the full effect of how shiny latex can be, which
100%
is one of the reasons why we love it so much, you know. So that allows you to really show it off at its absolute best, without a doubt.
Thinking about the shininess, actually, now you mention it like that, when you put it like that, you know how they say you can make a room look bigger by putting mirrors in it?
Yeah.
I wonder if you can make a person look bigger by wearing shiny latex in a sort of like presence in the room sense. I wonder if that's how that works.
I'd probably say, if anything, it's probably not so much making the person physically bigger, but just the presence.
Not physically bigger, just occupying more of a space.
That confidence that comes across, isn't it? That you've spoken about. Yeah. So you touched on it there with the first item that you started wearing, the skater skirt. about combining latex with not only with other latex from other designers, but also from non-latex items.
Of course.
Do you think that's accessible to people? Do you think that's something that's easy to do? Does it require extra kind of thought and consideration about what you're going to pair together, or is it?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's just another material, like cotton, like silk, like satin, like leather. It does have a bit more of a taboo associated with it, although that seems to be diminishing with time in no small part.
Definitely.
Thanks to guys like yourselves.
That's what we hope. Yep.
And in that regard, you compare it with whatever you like. So yeah, one of the first pieces that I bought myself was a pair of black jean latex leggings from Honor Clothing.
Yeah.
I wore them to death, but I would pair them with t-shirts, I'd pair them with hoodies, I'd pair them with mesh tops, I'd pair them with a bra, I'd wear it up, but dress it down. And ultimately that is just like any other leggings, except because it's shiny and a more interesting material, you can make it the sort of statement piece of what you wear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah.
Further to that, other small accessories. I did a shoot, I want to say summer last year, where the concept was everyone wearing different colored suits. And it was a pride-themed shoot.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then it was up to you to make to dress it how you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah.
In that. And I had a green suit at the time. It was a shoot with headshots and hydrangeas, very lovely Nottingham-based photographer. We shot in central Birmingham, I think it was, near the Pride floor.
Yeah.
And I made it my own by wearing my Australia latex bondage bra under the suit jacket.
Yeah.
And that, for me, I think that really worked nicely. But that was just taking a single piece of latex and just using it as sort of an enhancing accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's...
and I've done similar in other shoots. You can totally just... It doesn't have to be the entire focal point of an outfit. You can use it to just augment something that you want.
Yeah. No, that's it's interesting to hear you say that, particularly the bit about the leggings and as you say, you can dress it up or dress it down. Suddenly rather than the top being the focal point, the leggings become the focal point, which
I stopped wearing them out for a little while just because my style changed, and I stopped wearing latex in public, not from any particular choice, but just because I was modeling it more often. And whilst we all love latex, it does have a little bit more upkeep.
Yes, definitely.
Especially something skin tight like leggings.
Yeah.
So because I was modeling it more on shoots, I was wearing it less day to day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the last time I went out in public for any kind of event was a gig I went to where I had those leggings and a mesh top. It was a metal night, and everyone, because I'm already a lighthouse with how tall I am, everyone's going up and just like, can I just touch your leg? Feel like it's really interesting. So it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a reaction we hear from a lot of people, that people just want to come up and touch it and go,
100%.
How does that feel? Well, that's what's that like to wear? And there is a genuine interest out there for most people.
I tend to only wear it when I go to like events now.
Yeah.
So like my Antidote latex Dundle dress outfit, I wore to the UK Fashion Awards.
Yeah.
Big puffy thing that was flipping gorgeous.
Yeah,
she makes such pretty work. But because it's quite flared and that's much thicker latex, there's definitely people like, can I just poke the dress? Love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's one of the other things I like is the reaction you get from other people is usually the kind of like wonder-like curiosity reserved for children, but it's coming from full-fledged adults.
Yeah. yeah, without a doubt, that was going to be the next question. Really, was what was the best reaction that you've ever had to wearing it? And I think you've nailed it on the head there, really, Kat. That it is just a pure wonderment from people that aren't used to seeing it. Maybe as much as those of us within the community are. Always
but
great.
Also, I think the more that people see it, the more you bring down boundaries as well.
Yeah,
because for some people, obviously, it's a fetish, and that's absolutely fine. For some people, it's just a fashion piece, and for some people, it's just another material.
Yeah,
and we need to make sure that people can see all of those potential options.
Without a doubt, there's plenty of room there for all those options. None of them need to be any more popular or anything than the rest of them. So So just coming back to the modelling side of things that you do, you've done quite a few sort of cosplays in the past. Can you give us a couple of examples of
I've not done as much as I'd like. I'd definitely like that to be more of my portfolio, but I've done some fun ones. I think the one that always comes to mind for me, and I haven't recreated it in a while because it's quite involved, but was a shoot I did that I was Poison Ivy.
Awesome.
And I was wearing ruby colors, Australia latex lingerie, so it was bra. It was a bodysuit. Apologies. It was a bodysuit, stockings, and fingerless gloves.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
But I was wet because it was Poison Ivy. I wore over a green morph suit.
Okay.
And on the shoot, we used ivy as shibari.
Yeah.
So it was like the plants had rebelled against her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that was so much fun, but absolute chaos on set. That was with Al Grey Halo Haynes, and I was shifting position on the floor, and my arms were tied behind my back by this ivy, and I started to go over, and I had just shined my stockings. Halo, bless him, reached out to grab me, and my leg just slipped out of that grip. And I just pulled the entire backdrop down. We just sat around laughing for a second. It was amazing. The shots that came out were incredible, so it was entirely worth it. But
good.
It's just fun. What other ones? Catwoman was one of the first cosplays I did. I just had my Libidex princess catsuit with the zip up the front. Made myself like 6-inch talon fingernails and put like a cat mask on. That was a lot of fun. I've drawn blanks now and I'm done.
No, it's
I hate to do more of it. Honestly, one of my idols is Candy Valencia.
Yeah.
And her latex cosplays just next level. Just absolutely phenomenal. Oh, of course I did. She works a lot with cashless latex, and I did Alice in Wonderland recently.
Of course, yes. Of course you did. Yes, of course you did. Yeah,
that was so much fun.
That was brilliant.
Was so much fun. I shot that with VS Anchor Studios down in Kent, and had my little Cheshire cat, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. That not only was that outfit amazing, but the images that came out of it were phenomenal as well.
And I shot at Tech Space as well, and those guys put together this incredible Wonderland scene based on just general detritus they had around the studio. They did it in like 30 minutes, and it was truly spectacular. I need to revive that look because it's so beautiful.
Awesome. I was going to ask you what your funniest moment wearing latex was, but I think you've answered that.
I think I might have already said it. Yeah. Although my arm coming off my cat suit when I was shooting a music video last year was quite a lot of fun. Fortunately, it was the end of the shoot, so we'd already got everything we needed to. But I was just rolling around on the floor making funny shapes, and I just sort of reached my arms out in front of me, and just this great rip across my back. God. And I basically just hulked out of this cat suit. Unfortunately, the arms didn't make it, but dear Beth Parkin did fix up the joints, so that it's now armless.
Harmless leathers, yeah. Well, R.I.P. cat safety, yes.
I know, right? Such sadness.
One question I like to ask everybody that comes on this podcast is, what would you say to anyone who's interested in trying latex fashion and hasn't done yet? What piece of advice would you give to somebody about how to start, or to sort of encourage them to think about doing it and trying what they want?
So I kind of have 3 answers to that.
Okay.
We'll start small.
Yeah. Always a good tip.
Yeah, something like gloves, or maybe even just like a simple skirt or a simple top, because for 2 reasons. You might not, your skin might not like rubber.
True.
Latex allergies are relatively common, unfortunately. But also, it's a really interesting sensory experience to wear latex for long periods. And for some people, they really like that. And for some people, that is a big no, especially when you introduce shiner and lubricant.
Yeah, definitely.
So start small. I would say, without trying to make any enemies here, stay away from the kind of molded latex that you get in adult shops as your initial introduction.
Yeah.
Because it serves a specific purpose, but it doesn't have a great deal of longevity to it.
True. Yeah, it's not the highest quality by any means.
It's not the highest quality. It's a great introduction if you want to see if you're comfortable with the material, but it's probably not going to last super long.
Nope. Very true.
And there are plenty of brands that are offering similar prices, but much better quality, like Baskin too, or Honor.
Yeah.
Incredible, price point, quality value for money.
Yeah.
As a good entry.
Definitely. Even brands like affordable latex and so forth.
Yeah,
they
100%
do
latex.
Some exquisite garments that are actually pretty well priced, really, for what you get.
And also keep an eye on the sales as well.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. And it's sales always going on. Plenty of opportunity to get those reductions when come payday and whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. I think I've developed a little bit of a reputation at my pole dancing studio because they know that I model latex for my Instagram, but also I've done pole routine in latex. And I'm just slowly, one by one, when I find out one of them is interested in trying it, but they've never tried it before, I'm like, let me out for a cup of coffee and I'll get the crate out. And we'll see if anything here fits you and how you feel about it, which is always a lot of fun. It's like some kind of bizarre cult, like a shiny bog.
If you're going to have a cult, that's definitely the cult to be in, I think.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to have a cult, you should be at the top of it.
Well,
I'm the one with the crate, so yeah.
Love it. We've touched on it a little bit over the last half an hour or so, but we've talked a little bit about sort of latex being more mainstream now. Do you think that's something? Do you think that's something that's going to continue over the next few years? Do you think it's hit its peak now, or?
I think it'll continue for a little bit because there are more designers and shops than ever that sell latex.
Definitely.
Some just cashing in on the trend, which is unfortunate, but some doing latex to incredibly high quality, considering that that's not things that they've done before, pre-existing brands.
Yep.
I was very surprised by the quality of the, in a very pleasant way, by the House of CB dress I got a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because their work is to an incredible quality, but they only sell 4 latex pieces compared to hundreds and hundreds of not latex pieces.
Correct. Yeah.
So there's a little part of my brain that was a little have they just dipped their toe into this to see if they can make a lot of money? But no, incredibly high quality. So I think the fact that it's now starting to appear in mainstream brands as well, will start to normalize it more. That being said, I don't think that we should take away from the talent and experience of those that have been established in the industry for decades, because they make the most interesting and the most beautiful pieces because they have the experience to back it up.
Yeah, definitely. I think the likes of Beth and William Wilde are two perfect examples with that, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%.
It's
or Liquid Disco, as we very briefly mentioned.
Yeah.
Or Lebedex. Gosh, the list goes on and on. But
it's a good point about what you said about House of CB. You know, they've done a very limited latex collection for going back 5-6 years now, I think. But it is always just that. It's always very limited to 2 or 3 pieces per season, maybe 2 or 3 pieces per year.
I've always been slightly mistrustful of that before, because I know other like mainstream brands who have tried it, and it's just, I'm not going to name names, but it's just poor quality.
Yeah. Or sometimes, of course, you actually don't actually get latex. You know, it's
100%. Oh God, that's one of my pet peeves, is when it says latex on a shop and you're like, that's clearly not latex. I can see that's PU. God, that ticks me off. But for some people, I think they just think shiny and therefore it must be latex.
Yes. Join the club, or maybe join the cult is the way to go with that one. Yes, it's personal pet peeve as well. I know what you mean. What do you think are the biggest barriers for people that haven't tried latex before? What stops them from taking that plunge? And
I would say for the most part, it has historically been price.
Yeah.
But as we've talked about, that's changing.
Yeah.
I'd say the high maintenance level to some of it, to some degree. Obviously, you can't throw it in the washing machine.
Nope.
But it's really not that much of a adjustment to clean or anything. Once you get into the mentality of what you need to do to clean it, to shine it, whatever you want to do, especially if it's someone providing chlorinated latex.
Yeah.
Which is even less high maintenance and can still be shined. And I think a lot of people think that it can only look good on one specific body type, which is such a shame, because that is absolutely not the case.
Yeah, completely.
And I think there's people who would look flipping fantastic in it if they gave themselves permission to try.
Yeah.
But that is not the society that we're in, where a very specific body type is what is lauded as the modeling, the look, the what you see every item on.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's some incredibly beautiful plus size models and some incredibly beautiful trans models, and just different people of color that are breaking that mold.
Yeah.
Which is flipping fantastic to see, but they're fighting an uphill battle.
It really is. It really is suitable for everybody, no matter age, color, gender, whatever. It's brilliant.
100%.
Fab. At the beginning of our chat here, Kat, you mentioned about some upcoming projects that you've got. Can you give us a little sneak peek about some of those modelling projects you've got coming in the next few weeks and months?
So I'm very excited that I'm going to be going to the German Fetish Ball for the first time this year.
Fantastic.
I'm going to be working for a brand there. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say who I'm working for yet, but I'm looking for a brand there.
Awesome.
So very excited about that, and getting to be in in the same city as some of my friends who I don't get to see very often, some of the people who I really admire, who I would love to meet. I'm just very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I also have a little project that's kind of percolating under the surface that's sort of going to be a collaboration with the UK Fetish Archive, sort of.
Okay.
I have a proof of concept shoot for it in February. We're going to just, me and 2 other models and a photographer are going to rent a studio in Nottingham and see if it has any legs. But it's essentially recreating classic John Welly, Eric Stanton style cartoon pin-up smut.
Yeah. Awesome.
In real, like in an art book style. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds it. Yeah, look forward to seeing that one. Yeah.
Thanks. And then just a smattering of studio days and collaborations and such, which I'm very much looking forward to because there's some names on that list I've wanted to work with for a while. That, exciting stuff. Going to be a busy 2024, but a good busy.
Good. Glad to hear it. Well, I think that's sadly kind of all we've got time for today, Kat.
We're just getting into it.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure we've got plenty more to talk about, so you'll have to come back at some point in the future.
Yeah, bring me back. We can talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't even mention my trans pride dress. Gosh darn, that's next time then.
Next time, there we go. Yeah, we'll put that on the list for next time. Just before we unfortunately let you go, Kat, can you give everyone a reminder about where they can find you online on socials and so forth?
I'm primarily on Instagram at kittykat, KITTYKAT 83II. Just slightly frustrating because it should be A311, but that handle was previously taken. A311, kittykat A311 is where you can find me on Tumblr if you're still on Tumblr. I very occasionally log into it. I don't really use it. Or Cat B on Purplepod.
Fab. Well, everyone go and make sure you check those out. Go and give Kat a follow on Instagram. I'm sure the work that she posts up there will be phenomenal for us as it has been so far, and I've no doubt that 2024 will be even better. So,
you're gonna be blushing.
We'll look forward to seeing everything that comes of that. So, cheers, Kat. Thank you again. Well,
very welcome. Thank you for having me.
We'll speak to you soon, I'm sure.
Amazing.
Well, bye.
Bye.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for on this episode of The Shining Sofa. Many thanks to our special guest, Kat, for joining us today. We hope you found The Shining Sofa comfy and will join us again next time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you listen to your podcast, and be sure to head over to latex247.co.uk for all the latest latex fashion news and reviews.